Alright, so quick update on waves here. You can see we've moved to this $12 level as I mentioned in my previous video. We didn't get quite all the way down to, $12 flat, but we tested the region, which is around the 786 here. As of right now, we're having a very weak reaction from the 786 level in my opinion. Especially if we don't come out of here relatively quickly. We could very well kind of trade sideways throughout this range and break it to the downside. I mentioned in my previous videos that since this was an extreme move to the upside, we should see a relatively extreme move to the downside. And, we started to trade back within this descending channel here, which isn't great. This is pretty much just become a fake out at this point. And, ultimately, we can very well come back down to $8 here and start kind of trading sideways yet again. If we take a quick price range from the top here to where we are currently, we're down 79–80% here. Each move cloud really isn't telling us much on the daily. Well, it is, but it hasn't come up with the price action yet. If we take a look at the EMA ribbon here, you can actually see that, it is red and widening. It's passing below the 200 daily EMA. And, we haven't really tested it at all, actually, within this range here. So I believe that the first time we come to test it, we could likely reject relatively hard from it. Especially if we find a bounce here, we could very well come up to the 618 and find resistance in the EMA ribbon as it comes down here, and then reject off it to this green box. Take a look at the 4-hourly chart. You can actually see that each cloud is getting much thinner, which is a relatively good sign, and we have been testing the EMA ribbon throughout this range quite a lot. It does look like we had the opportunity to break to the upside here as we've had multiple tests throughout this range, but you can see that it actually sped up the downtrend after this final test here. You can see that every time we test it, we get sent further to the downside, and we've even currently tested it here and found a rejection. So we really need to break above this EMA ribbon, or else it's just going to continue to push us lower. So to sum things up, if we really don't find a bounce here at the 786, we could very well move all the way down to the bottom of the screen box, or even this downtrending level of support here, which spans anywhere between $7 and $9. And if we do find a bounce here, I expect to find some resistance around $17 to $18 around the 618. By that time, the EMA ribbon will have caught up with the price action, and the 200 EMA will have started to follow. So, it could really be anywhere between the 6.8 and the 0.5 level in this range here. But in my opinion, I'm leaning more towards the lower end of the spectrum, again around $18. And, as I mentioned previously, we really need to hold these areas as support, this red box and this green downtrending level of support. But we managed to break to the downside, so they're going to be acting as resistance again. So, really, if we want to see something like this again, we really need to break above these zones of resistance and actually start trending higher. This is all I have for waves today. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so, as I try to post content daily. As always, this is not financial advice. I'll see you in the next one.